Cousin Internet is me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show. And with me is Cousin Cody.
We made it.
We survived.
We survived, everyone.
So the last podcast we did was in March of 2020.
I was going to say, if it was of March, I was like, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, no, March of 2020.
May of 2022.
Just over 2 years and 2 months.
Wow.
Since we sat in these very seats.
Where were we, then,
Cryogenic chamber?
Yeah, I froze myself for a good chunk of time.
You know what's funny is the last episode that we recorded was right before the lockdown.
Yeah.
But it was still in the fun stages of
COVID. The positive stages of, I get to hang out. I don't have to work and see people and stuff.
I'm going to get paid to stay at home for 2 weeks.
I get to play video games with my friends for 3 weeks. This is going to be great.
It's funny thing is on the podcast is it's early. No one's calling it COVID. We're calling it coronavirus.
Yeah.
And you and I are like, this is great. And then meanwhile, 1 million Americans dead now.
Oh, man.
And
in fact, we were wrong.
we talked about that possibility.
Of us being wrong.
But also, if you go back and listen to that episode, which I highly recommend because it's a happier time in the world. We talk about being on the side of COVID and that COVID was just getting a bad rap.
Oh no. No. Maybe you shouldn't go. Oh boy.
But yeah, it was those first 2 weeks of the quarantine, man, Renette and I, we survived the lockdown. Mm-hmm. We went on bike rides and walks that first 2 weeks was like the best time ever.
Yeah.
Because everyone had that bliss of, I don't have to work for 2 weeks. And most companies were like covering people. Neighbors were waving. And then it turned into like a political virus.
Yep.
And suddenly everyone hated each other.
Oh, yeah.
We also, on that same podcast, we talked about it was your idea to accelerate COVID and create variants. It was
wow. I was like, man,
you were ahead of the curve. No, it was your idea to do the live stream show that we did the very next week.
Yeah. Oh, because we did we were doing kind of like a podcast style episode then, right? Just like over Zoom, because Zoom became the big thing.
We did Zoom, but we had a multi-camera setup in my living room.
Yeah.
And we had a small audience of people there. Mm-hmm. And that was like the last. And they were all like, people that I worked with in the other theater that I just quit. And
because at that point, I think we were like, only with groups of people that or something like that. Like it was like
no more than 8 people in a group. And I think we had like 10 in our audience. And even then we were like, this will be a fun 2 weeks.
Oof.
Hard cut. 2 years later, America's a battlefield. Mm-hmm. But what did you do with your time?
Well, I got engaged and then...
Congratulations.
Thanks. And then I broke off the engagement.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's for the best. So I went through a lot with that. Quarantine really taught me a lot about myself and... what I want and who I am and all that good shit. It's like...
And who is Cody?
He's just a fun-loving guy, loves to share his opinions and his life and wears his heart on his sleeve and talks like this a lot in character voices.
So what you're saying is now you're single and we can do another Date with Cody podcast.
No. I'm actually in a great relationship with a girl named Meg who she... performs over at SAC as well, does improv. I've known her for 6 years. Right. Great friend of mine. We had like a bit of a fallout before the person I was engaged to. So like...
Wait, were you dating before?
Yeah, so we dated prior to my last partner before her, if that makes sense. So we had talked, but then... we were in a talking stage. It was never like fully official. And then at one point,
just talking.
Well, we like kissed and
All
stuff.
right,
I mean,
okay.
we did a little
All
kiss a
right,
little
that's
bit.
my
Yeah. And then you know, we one night I went to spend the night and stay with her on my birthday.
Right.
And we were. I think it was me, like, kind of wanting, like, I invited myself over there,
Yeah.
and she agreed, which she could have said no, but then.
But you were coming anyway.
Yeah, and so we hung out. We were hanging out and stuff, and I think at that point, I was very drunk, and she asked. You know, I went to go lay down to go to bed and stuff, and at the very end of the date, or right before I was like closing my eyes, because she was the one that told me to go to bed
Yeah.
and stuff, and I was like, cool. She was like, I think we should just be friends and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. That sobered me up a bit, and so I was
Right.
like, well, I mean, I'll just go home. I was like, I'll just grab an Uber and go home. And she goes, no, let me take you home. And I was like, no, that's okay. I'll
Yeah.
just get an Uber. And she goes, no, please, let me take you home. And I was like, okay. So she she takes me home, and doesn't remember this part of the story apparently, but she takes me home.
She
and-
kissed you on the forehead.
No, she sings the Taylor Swift album that had come out, I guess, that year
Right.
to me the entire trip home. And it was just like singing in my face as if everything was good. But for me, it was very like gut wrenching.
Yeah.
Just like on my birthday. And it was just like being sung out. And it was just like, me, you will never, ever, ever get back together. It was like that kind of a vibe. I was like, okay. So in my childish emotional timing of that, I labeled her as ruined birthday in my phone.
Right. Yeah. I
and-
think I remember that.
Yeah, she was ruined birthday because we still talked a little bit after, but I never really fully explained, and that was because I wasn't comfortable talking about my emotions and
Right.
stuff back then as well as I
You
am
shouldn't
now.
talk about your emotions. You're a man. You need to bottle that shit up.
That's right. You know what? I should go back to my old ways. No, so I what did I do? Oh, where was I in that story?
She was.
Oh, she was ruined birthday in my phone. So then we had kind of a fallout. She went into a relationship for a bit that didn't really work out for a few years, and it was like not a great relationship for her. And I had the same kind of situation, and we started talking in October, and we met again at a show at SAC, and we started talking and it was just kind of like friendly and stuff, but you could tell that there was still that energy and that kind of like spark of interest. And so we started talking more, and then she'd come over to hang out and stuff. And
sing Taylor Swift.
yeah, seeing Taylor Swift. Well, I explained to the story because it was like we just hadn't hung out in a bit, and I explained the story to her of how she was ruined birthday in my phone. Because
Did you
when she
change her
texted me,
name?
no, because when she texted me for the first time, it was still ruined birthday in my phone at that
Nice.
point, like just last year.
Yeah.
So I explained her the story, and she had no idea because at one point she had texted me about the new Taylor Swift album that had come out just last year or whatever
She's
it was.
a big Taylor Swift fan.
Well, that's what's so funny is she wrote, I'm really obsessed with these songs, but I'm not much of a T Swift fan. And I was like, you're fucking kidding me, right? And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, you shitting me. She had no idea, and she goes, oh my God, I'm the worst. I was like,
ruined
no.
your birthday.
Yeah. No, I shouldn't have expected her to have just been like into it. Like we didn't really talk a lot, and we were at different places at the
Right.
at the time when we first spoke and talked and stuff. But now it's been really fun. It's been really successful. We're very open with each other about pretty much everything. And
What's her biggest, deepest, darkest secret?
well, let me tell you. So no, it's just the most supportive person. It's great. It's nice to be
Glad
in
you're
a.
happy. That's what's important. You know, you being happy. It's what's important.
Yeah, how are you and Renette, bud?
Shut up. I don't want to know. We're fine. We're fine. She's going to get food. She had kind of a rough day. Not my fault this
I was
time,
gonna
so-
say you didn't really allude to anything.
No,
else.
she got some bad news about like a family friend, and
I'm sorry, but also I'm looking at you and you remind me of The Simpsons right now because of how yellow that shirt is, and your hat is the blue like hair of Marge.
So for those of you who can't see, which is everyone listening to this,
Yeah.
because there is no other way.
Somehow someone is getting this on video. I don't know how.
Jesus is. He's on EarthTube.com.
Earth.com.
But yeah, I'm wearing one of the new Mama's comedy show shirts, and it's yellow, like school bus yellow, and it's got the big, giant, oversized Mama's logo on the front. But it's like yellow, red, and blue, and my hat matches. And I just did a
I'm
gig.
just gonna take a picture so that
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to upload it to this episode or something, if you
I'm
have
gonna
the-
stand up so that the microphone is like. All right, I'm standing up. Cody is
I got a couple good.
taking 8 pictures.
Well, some of them I have to post on his OnlyFans. He's always, I'm his photographer for both.
We talked about doing an OnlyFans. We'll get back to that.
I don't remember that conversation.
We
did we?
Absolutely did. So it's these bright like McDonald's colors, and I love it.
Yeah.
But I just did a show for a company. It's a pretty big company, and when we finished the show, they sent out an email to some of us on the team. And they were like, "Hey, thank you so much. Here are free customizable Nike Air Force Ones."
Wow.
And so which I'm not like a Nike. I'm not a sneakerhead.
Sure.
I don't call them kicks. But I was like, oh, they're free Nikes.
Yeah.
That I can like design. I literally made them like as McDonald's colored as possible. It's this. So like whenever those get in, I will match that up with this shirt.
I'm very excited to see that.
But OnlyFans.
Did they not allow you to be like one of the Simpsons at Universal? Is this why you're doing that? Because I know you've
no.
been stuck at Potter and
Because
stuff.
of what I did with the donuts. they immediately.
These aren't supposed to be glazed.
No.
These are
But,
supposed to be pink.
So we were doing the live streams of Mamas. We did like a handful of them, where we did like the multicam shoots, and people were doing the pay what you want for people to come into the sort of watch the shows. I ultimately felt guilty because we had some of our regulars who I love them. I absolutely love our regulars.
Yeah.
Were giving too much money. And I was feeling really guilty about that, which is terrible business sense because, the business side is we should make as much money as we can. We don't know when we're going back to work but I was feeling pretty guilty just about how generous people were being. And I know that's like a weird thing, but around that time we were talking about, well, how do we create like a Patreon or what can we do
Yeah.
where we're setting hey, this is your monthly, membership and you get all of these shows. And then someone suggested OnlyFans. And I think we talked about this on one of those Zoom like podcasts that we did.
Oh, yeah.
Because Devin wanted to sell pictures of her feet, and we were like, no, let's do it like, we'll treat it like like we'll do a live stream show on there, and I looked into it, and there were stand-up comics and personal trainers all using OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
So I was feeling a little bit more like it was legitimate, but every goddamn person that I mentioned it to went, the porn thing? So I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
We
It
can't
very
do that.
quickly became that. And
I mean,
it's like,
I still would like to find some way of doing like a Patreon where
Sure.
where we can, because we've talked about broadcasting these shows,
Because and if you broadcast these shows, you could do like
like not the podcast, like the Mamas.
no,
show itself.
right. I'm saying that you could do that live streams on Twitch or Facebook and
Right.
that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Well, and
and then once you have a certain amount of viewership and stuff too, then you can
Yeah.
obtain subscribers and stuff and kind of
you've got like what's your following on Twitch now?
only like 200. I haven't been spending as much time. Like I'm kind of now that I'm back to a different sense of normalcy. Yeah, because I don't think I was doing Twitch before pandemic.
No.
Yeah, because that I picked up.
I try to jump on whenever like it's convenient when I get the notification because I subscribed
Yeah,
for you to get the notification when you're on.
Yeah.
So whenever I see Shrubsy is, come on, you bonkers, I click on it, even if I'm like I can't talk. If I'm duking,
yeah.
like
I
I'll
appreciate
watch.
that. Yeah, it's been fun. So the streaming thing, I've got 220 or something like that.
Yeah.
I just
Have you been rated?
Yeah. I have a few friends that are in we have like a kind of a small community of Twitch streamers and stuff. Just friends of mine that I know that have been doing it a little bit longer than I have, and it's been fun to just like raid each other and find new people to raid and stuff.
Yeah.
And, Yeah, when I play, I like to play with other people more often, just because I like the back and forth. I feel like when I'm playing by myself, I'm usually just zonked out or zoning out. I get so invested in the game. It's like it's hard to monologue and play the game at the same time.
I've been picking up Halo Infinite again.
Yeah.
And playing multiplayer on that because it is fun.
Yeah,
I don't want to pay for their whatever their
campaign.
yeah.
The
Well, no,
cam-
I bought.
I was about to say the campaign is great.
Yeah, no, I played.
Oh,
the
but
campaign.
their battle pass
Yeah,
or whatever
battle
they have.
pass.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Wasn't saying thank you for saying battle pass. My wife
You're
bought me
welcome.
a hamburger.
No, it's so weird. She's not even here yet. Good improv. Good improv. No,
but like-
no, but
No, but anyway, what we were talking about like the potential of doing something like a Patreon or Twitch or something.
Yeah.
And if we did we could set up 3 cameras in this room
Oh, absolutely.
and do what we did the live streams. I taught Renette how to use that switcher in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, because you could have one that's coming from mama's mouth or something. That's just hanging on the port. But that way you have one angled towards the audience of some degree, right?
Yeah.
And then a few others that are shot at the like close-up angles.
It's really though like what.
Or I guess you don't necessarily have to show the audience because if you bring
if
them
they're
up.
low, if the cameras are low, you'll see the audience. Like 1 will be a close-up shot, 2 will be
Sure.
wide shots of the stage. I would tap into the sound here so that the sound is. We should do like a trial. We should try it one night.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is you would probably be better off using like lapels or something
Yeah,
at
which
some
I
point.
have.
Yeah, with the camera and stuff, because I just feel like it's not going to be the quality sound you want.
Right. Yeah, let's make that. We'll try
Yeah.
to do like an experiment because even if we do it like I don't know, we'd have to brainstorm. If anyone has any good ideas of, Patreon is normally like a $5 a month thing.
I think you can set tiers and stuff,
Like minimums or-
like however much you want. Like you can like if you have like different tiers. So like if you're at this level of family member or whatever,
Right.
like I want to be the 4th removed cousin or something. At this level you're paying $5, and that includes this and
Right.
this with your donation. Or with this level, your 2nd removed cousin. Ooh, thank you. And I'm not saying thank you because of the 2nd removed cousin. It's because Todd's wife just gave me some fries.
Which is weird because she's not even here yet.
Call back.
But yeah, so like, let's see what we could do. The problem is,
But like, I mean, you can just do one. You don't have to set a tier thing. Like, you could just do one, and you set the rate of whatever you want it to be.
like what we could do is we could say like, I mean, I don't want to throw out numbers for real, but like if we said X amount, gives you access to 3 of our live shows a month, whether they're live or you're getting the recording the next day. Mm-hmm. That would probably be more doable. Plus, I would want to make them look good.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. Is like you can set whatever you want to include in those packages, and people choose whether they want to do that or not. And so as long as you promise something, if you promise whatever you promise, just make sure you stick up to that. That's
Right.
the only thing. Like you can. I think people would be like, oh, extra podcast episodes like that maybe are not available to the general public or something.
Right.
If that was something that they were super interested in, if we got to that point, or like if we talked about doing D&D stuff, maybe that's a specific thing that's only for subscribers or something. Give them why are they other than supporting? They kind of want like something exclusive with it.
Right.
It's usually what sells that, I feel.
That is a good idea. So if any of you out there have any ideas, let us know because we're open to it, and it would be fun to do more stuff. And like me from like my point of view, if I can find another way of like paying you guys, like that's big to me. Like I love doing that.
Yeah.
So if we could have another revenue stream, or even if it's all of us are making gas money, that's fine. Anything to take that little bit of stress off that we can. All right. Well, this is fun. We're back. COVID is gone.
COVID's abolished.
we have done it.
Yeah, we got it. It's all gone. According to whatever you watch on TV.
Right. Depending on your channel, COVID is
Yeah.
either gone or
or it's still running rampant. So who knows?
But Cody,
Yeah.
we haven't done this in a while.
Oh my goodness.
What have you learned tonight?
I learned that as long as you explain why you said thank you, people can't be mad.
Okay. Ask me.
Oh, Todd, what have you learned tonight?
I've learned that a little more than 2 years ago, you and I cursed this entire planet by wishing COVID well. And for that, I am sorry.
I am so sorry.
Please.
I am so sorry.
Please come see our show. We're Mama's Comedy Show. We're here every Friday night now at 8 p.m. No longer at 10 p.m. We're prime time, baby. Do you have anything coming up?
MegaCon is coming up for not only the Improvengers, which is a group I'm a part of that's performing with a few dates. I'll look those up, but also Mama's if you want to talk about Mama's dates.
Yeah, Mama's is doing 2 dates. I think we're doing. I'll post those on our social media. If you haven't already liked our social media, look for Mama's Comedy Show on Facebook and Instagram. You have your dates?
Yeah, I have my dates. Thursday, May 19th, the Improvengers will be going from 5 to 5:45 in room S320G. I'm laughing because it just seems, I was like, room, oh God, there's so many letters. Room S is in Sam, 320, G is in Gary. And then Friday, May 20th, 4:45 to 5:30, and then Saturday, May 21st, 4:45 to 5:30. All of those are taking place as S is in Sam, 320, G is in Gary. So just remember that. If you feel like seeing us, that's where I'll be.
Yeah, and Mama's will be there. Improvengers is a really good name, so maybe we'll do Mama's the Improvengers show to just try to throw some confusion.
I think that's a great idea.
But yeah, I have a new book out. Just came out last week. It's doing pretty well. Just search for me, Todd Farron, on Amazon.
Oh, I forgot we talked about my Twitch. If you feel like watching me play video games, I stream different variety games. Recently had a Fortnite kick in Rocket League. So if you feel like watching me do that with some friends.
You bonkers.
Yeah, bonkers. My handle is it's ITS Shrubsy, SHRUBZY. That's 2 S's in there. So it's Shrubsy. So check it out.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.